Local and live, covering Franklin and Washington counties, it's Let's Talk TriState with Tiny and Katie.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Tri-State, all powered by Home Right Windows and Doors in Waynesboro, the right choice winner in the 2024 Best of the Tri-State Awards. Joining us now, a repeat guest once again from Totem Playhouse, the artistic director, Ryan Gibbs. Ryan, glad to have you back.
I'm so glad to be back. Thanks for having me.
So you had good holidays?
We did have good holidays. We finished up our run of A Christmas Carol, which I think was the last thing we were talking about, which was great. We really proud. We broke the record for individual tickets sold to an individual performance for Christmas Carol at the Majestic. So it was a really great, really positive experience. And then we had a little holiday break, and now we're back at it.
Yeah, back at it. So that's what we're going to talk about today. The 2025 season, is pretty much upon us.
Yeah.
When do you start? When's the first show?
The first show is, we open just after Memorial Day.
Okay.
So we open the end of May, and we run through, I always say, think of Totem Pole Memorial Day to Labor Day.
Okay, yep.
We run in between there. And we're doing our 75th season. We're opening with this really great piece called The Marvelous Wonderettes, which is like four girls at their high school prom in 1958 singing all the hits of the 50s, and then they come back for their 10-year class reunion and sing all the hits of the 60s. And we're sort of thinking, it's an anniversary year. Yeah. We produce this show always during graduation season, so we're trying to lean into it.
I love that.
With The Marvelous Wonderettes will be our first show.
So the first tickets that go on sale are, if I understand correctly, your subscriptions.
Subscriptions, yes.
Okay, take us through that.
Yeah. So subscriptions went on sale just before the holidays. A lot of people like to gift them as gifts for the holidays. Lots of kids give them to their parents. Parents give them to their kids. So for existing subscribers, they've been on sale since the beginning of December, and now starting next week on February 3rd, new subscriptions go on sale. So if you'd like to become a subscriber, which is the best way to engage with us, you get the best price, you get the first crack at everything. That starts February 3rd. And then individual tickets beyond that will go on sale March 4th.
March 4th. So how many shows do we have lined up so far?
Yeah, so we have our traditional subscription series is 5 shows, which is Marvelous Wonderettes. And then we're doing Dolly Parton's 9 to 5.
Oh, wow.
And then we're doing Alfred Hitchcock's The 39 Steps. And then we're doing Beautiful, the Carole King musical. Oh, wow. And then we're bringing in a show called Diamond, a musical tribute to Neil Diamond.
Love it.
For our 75th Diamond.
You brought that up, yes.
Yeah. We're really excited about that. So the standard subscription comes with those 5 shows, or you can have a flex subscription where you can just get X number of tickets and apply them however you want.
Wow, okay.
And then we have a series called Tucked Away Tuesdays we've added on, which is not our traditional programming. You can add on to that. For Tuesdays, between our runs, we have a really great family-friendly magician named Boston, who's coming in to check us, do a show for us. We have a dueling piano sing-along to piano. We all take requests, get the whole room rocking kind of situation. And then the first one is a really funny comedian called the Spouse Whisperer. So that is everything we're doing in the summer season at Totem Pole.
So what are the length of runs for the shows?
Anywhere from 12 performances to 20 performances. Okay. So they aren't long. So it's like a week and a half to 2.5 weeks.
Okay.
And a lot of these Tucked Away Tuesdays are just 2 shows on one day. So it really pays to plan in advance and sort of get us folded in because before show opens, everyone's like, oh, I want to see it. We're like, it just closed. Right. So we always encourage people, think about that subscription or that Flex Pass.
What I think is nice about the subscription or the Flex Pass, as you stated, is so essentially, is that 1 ticket per show per subscription, or is it 2?
You can get 2, you can get 4. We have, if you're trying to bring your kids, we have a lower price if you're adding kids for subscriptions. You can really customize it for your family.
Well, what I was thinking is if you buy a subscription, you can gift to 5 shows.
That's 100%.
I mean, my goodness, you have one, maybe you have a Dolly lover in your house. Who doesn't have a Dolly lover, right?
Exactly.
Now, obviously, if you are a Dolly lover, keep them for yourself.
Yeah.
But maybe you got a birthday coming up.
Yep.
Mom or dad loves Dolly. There you go.
People do that all the time.
It's a perfect gift.
Yeah, you think, oh man, 5 shows. I don't know if I can get there 5 times. I can get there 3 times, and you gift those other 2. It's a really easy gift. Everyone's so excited when they open up that envelope and see it.
I know I would be. If somebody gave me the tickets to the 9 to 5.
Yeah, me too.
Hint.
Oh, got it. Heard.
So subscriptions on sale. what's the website here? I have it.
TotemPolePlayhouse.org.
Okay.
Our social media will route you to that. Facebook, Totem Pole Playhouse. Instagram, Totem Pole Playhouse.
Google Totem Pole Playhouse. It's going to get you there.
TotemPolePlayhouse.org. Ryan Gibbs. My website will route you there. Everything gets you to Totem Pole.
And in beautiful Michelle State Forest.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Doesn't get much better.
It's such a stunner.
It is. Yeah. It absolutely is. I bet the best time to be there is probably in the May, the early shows.
Oh man.
I mean, there's not a bad time.
There's not a bad time, but oh my gosh, it's so gorgeous. When the lawns are all the Adirondack chairs.
Birds are singing. Yeah.
Butterflies are going by. You get fireflies at night. You go out for intermission.
I meant to ask you this when you were here last. Yeah. Because I have something in my mind that I envision either happening or could happen, but I don't know if it's allowed.
Hit me.
Are you allowed to bring a picnic lunch, so to speak, prior to the show?
Oh, 100%. And we have a tent with picnic tables.
Okay.
So even if the weather's bad, you're 100%. People do that all the time. Bring some stuff. Go hang out at the tent, sit on the benches.
Now, is a bottle of wine allowed? Or?
Well, it gets tricky because we're on the state forest grounds.
Right.
So, in our hearts, yes. But it is a little tricky to do that. We have to, that has to be a little more supervised.
Gotcha. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. No, it's a great question.
Really
it's a common question.
Okay, very good. I would love to do that, a picnic lunch, and then go see a show.
It's the best.
What's better than home?
We have some have some Mr. Ed's candy at intermission. Like, we got it all.
You can't beat that.
Yeah.
So there may be some folks who are watching this who might be interested in acting. I hear that you have some classes you're offering. Is this the first for Totem Pole?
We do have done classes, and we do camps for folks throughout the summer a little bit. We have 2 great camps during the summer. We have one for ages 10 and under, which is like more of an imagination camp and like a confidence building camp. They do a little show, but it's not like a structured play. Then we have our musical theater camp for teens that we're doing Mean Girls Junior.
Oh, wow.
So it's a day camp, 5 days a week, 9 to 3 camp. Those are our camps. All those enrollments are open now, TotemPolePlayhouse.org. Now, what we are adding this year that's new is, I'm glad you asked about it, we're doing a series of spring classes. We have 4 classes we're doing this spring on Saturday mornings, the end of March and the 4 weekends in April. And we're doing like a basic dance class for younger kids. For teens, we're doing a focused Broadway dance class. So like they're taking jazz, they're taking ballet, they're taking tap. This is how it would all apply like to musical theater, learning combinations from that. We have an advanced acting class for teens. We get a lot of requests for that. They have lots of good music and dance training, but not so much in the acting outside of school. Great opportunity for that. And then we have a really great other program for teens, which is about sort of acting through song. Again, if you're taking singing lessons, this is about how you connect it when you're trying to tell a story through the song and really focusing in on a piece that you choose. You really want to get up to speed. All those classes are running. Our enrollment is open for that too. TotemPolePlayhouse.org or through any of our socials.
I think a lot of people forget that song on stage is a continuation of dialogue.
100%. That's exactly right.
What are my lines? Well, your lines are in the song as well.
Correct.
It's like opera is singing every line. Musicals are songs thrown in, but they are obviously part of everything.
Exactly right. It's like the continuation of the story. It's like the emotional moment heightens to a point where we're moved to song.
Correct, yes.
Whereas in Shakespeare, it might have been moved to a soliloquy or moved to a monologue. This is like this little bit more contemporary.
Yeah, well, what's Shakespeare? Go stand in the corner of the spotlight, it'll be on you and talk.
Exactly right. Exactly right.
So we've already covered the tickets, the subscriptions. Now, what if we want to get single tickets? So we don't want a subscription.
Yeah.
We don't need a class.
Yep.
But now, I like some of the things you said. Take Dolly, for instance. I want to see 9 to 5.
Yep.
Are those on sale same time as subscriptions?
1 month later.
Okay.
So they roll out. So March 4th, individual tickets will go on sale. And that's where if you see those 1 or 2 shows you're really interested in, 39 Steps, people who love those murder mysteries, that's the one for you. It's a funny, comedy, quirky murder mystery. 9 to 5 is a great one, another great one. A great way to buy a couple of individual tickets to sort of fold us in around your holidays or your summer schedule.
And then I'm assuming the Tuesdays also are available then.
All that'll be available too.
Yep. I love that.
And they and our group sales are always running. So if you have a group, our groups start at just 10 people, which is a low threshold for a lot of places like this. And the more you bring, the better you save. But you get a group of friends you get a group of classmates that want to come see the Marvelous Wonderettes, or you get a bunch of friends who saw Neil Diamond do Hot August Night at the Greek, and you want to come see it. We have great group rates, so you don't have to be a big motor coach to come through. You just get a couple of friends together. Call Renee in the box.
Pink Hat Society.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, all that
10
stuff.
people. Come on, that's easy.
Easy peasy. So so it's another thing, and that's available now too. So.
Gotcha. Good, clean, fun entertainment.
All of it.
It's super affordable. Now, all of this, everything you've described, your Tuesday shows, your main season, your classes, all of those things, the maintenance on the grounds. People have to fulfill those positions. Those are quote unquote jobs that require doing. Yeah. Is Totem Hole hiring?
We're in that season right now. That's what this is all about. So this upcoming weekend, we're having our local auditions. We're doing them out at the Majestic because we're snowed in.
Yeah, of course.
So at the Majestic Theater in Gettysburg, check out our website, our socials, Totem Hole Playhouse. If you're interested to sign up for that, next week we're going to New York to look for some folks in the city. And then we're also hiring all of our production positions. We're about to start hiring box office staff, ushers, all of that. So now is the season to get involved. And the other thing I always tell people is you don't have to get involved for a long stretch with us for a season. There are volunteer opportunities. There are a lot. I always tell people, I may have said this last time I was here, it's if you have that PTO day at work, that's you can, you get a day of PTO if you're going to donate your time to a charitable organization. We're a 501c3. We have a lot of people who show up. They'll help us move things around our scene shop, or help us do filing, or help us with yard work.
Yeah.
So again, another great way to get involved. You can just reach out through the Contact Us tab on the website.
Is there I just thought of again another one of those. Well, here's a thought. Why don't you do this? There are a lot of local high schools that have a sound engineering component to them. Yeah. It could be TV production like what we're doing right now.
Oh, yeah.
Is there an opportunity for them to perhaps volunteer and ply that trade?
Oh, sure. We always, especially when we're turning shows over, when we're going from one show to another, it's all hands on deck.
Right.
And so, especially if you have a little bit of that experience, you're interested in sort of seeing it in a more professional application or just a different application.
Right.
Let us know, get on our volunteer lists, and come on in for a day of our changeover and help us move speakers around and prep microphones, or change lighting, or install
learn the soundboard.
Learn the soundboard. See, and help us install the scenery. See how we do it here, and maybe take it back to your school or your institution or whatever.
Or even just keep it, for yourself, that you can, further your career, and before you know it, Broadway comes a calling.
That's the truth. It worked for me.
There you go.
I'm from York.
You could be on Broadway, either on the stage or behind the scenes. Personally, I've done on the stage, but I've found, and obviously being on the radio, I'm no stranger to microphones and being in front of people. But as I've gotten older and progressed, I really have been for the past few years drawn to the behind the scenes things, the putting things together, how the sausage is made, and then give my air staff a product worthy to deliver. To me, I'm at that point now where that is more, speaking to my heart. I still love the on-air part of it. That'll never go away. But it's the same thing too. Is that there's people, I think, always when they think of theater, and naturally you're going to think of what's happening on stage.
Yeah, sure.
But there are opportunities. Behind the scenes for those people. Maybe they're shy, but boy, they can run a sound console.
Run a sound console, run a follow spot. One of the funnest. It's so fun to run a follow spot if you never have, and it's or help fly the scenery, or help promote the show, help lay out the program. There are so many ways that whatever you do in your life in this community, if you want to get involved, we have little pieces of all of it.
Yes, absolutely. What about the 75th anniversary? So take us through. That must be so very exciting. It's the Diamond Anniversary.
The Diamond Anniversary. Yeah. We're just getting ready to launch. What we're really trying to do is make the whole season feel like a party. If you were to look down that programming, every show is a party.
Sounds like it. Yep.
There are serious tones to it, but we're not doing Tennessee Williams. We're not doing a deep, heavy piece. So we really want people to come, feel comfortable, celebrate with us. We instead of doing a big fancy event, we're just having a party all year long.
I love it. Yeah. Sounds great. TotemPolePlayhouse.org is the website.
That's the website.
We've been speaking with Ryan Gibbs. He is the artistic director at Totem Pole Playhouse. We're so thankful he joined us today. So subscriptions, real quick, Ryan, let's go through the dates here.
Let's hit it. If you're a current subscriber, deadline is in 2 weeks. If you are want to become a new subscriber, which is a really great opportunity, it goes on sale February 4th. February 3rd, individual tickets, February 4th, group sales rolling now.
Ryan, I think we're going to have you back here once the season really gets right before.
Yeah.
It's going to be spring, hard to believe.
I know.
But boy, with the weather we have, I'm ready. I don't know about you, but I'm ready.
Yeah.
We'll be back with more Let's Talk Tri-State, all powered by Virtus Men's Health in Hagerstown. Telehealth available. Find them online, virtusmenshealth.com.
I'm Nick Seco from Home Right Windows and Doors, and we're located in Waynesboro, Pennsylvania. So we do vinyl replacement windows, we do steel and fiberglass entry doors, we do aluminum storm doors, and we do sliding patio doors, all made by Provia. The windows are a vinyl replacement window, and it could be anything from double hungs to casements to bay and bow windows and everything in between. So when somebody calls in the office and needs an estimate, they get Roxanne on the phone typically, and she would schedule an appointment for me to come out and take some measurements, provide some literature, go through what options we have, and then I would follow up within about 24 to 48 hours with an estimate with all the details of the products as well as the installed price. I find that we're typically much more affordable than the companies that you see advertising on TV or in a lot of other places. If they're spending a lot of advertising dollars, obviously they're passing those costs on to their consumers. You could go to our website at homerightwaynesboro.com, or you could call us at 717-749-4874.
Local and live, covering Franklin and Washington counties, it's Let's Talk Tri-State with Tiny and Katie.
Let's talk Tri-State. Welcome back to Let's Talk Tri-State, all powered by Home Right Windows and Doors, the right choice winner in the 2024 Best of the Tri-State. Our next guest today on Let's Talk Tri-State, we have Alexandra from It's a Blessing to Be a Blessing, which is a nonprofit organization here in Hagerstown. Mm-hmm. First of all, thanks for spending time with us this morning. We always love hearing about different organizations and the wonderful things that are happening in our community. And so I'm just going to let you start by walking me through what's the mission of It's a Blessing to Be a Blessing.
Okay, well, thank you so very much. Mm-hmm. So I've actually been a part of It's a Blessing to Be a Blessing for about 3 years, but it actually started in 2012.
Okay.
So the overall is to help anyone who is in need. So our goal is to offer a hand up and not necessarily a handout. We have been in the downtown Hagerstown area the entirety of that time, and we also do mobile feedings. So we offer food every day, 5 days a week, bagged lunches in addition to a hot sit-down meal. We also offer like career services, but mild career services in the realm to provide just kind of getting started. Mm-hmm. We offer life skills training as well. We have home goods, toiletries, and a little bit of everything to kind of get you started and get you back on track.
Do you have an actual facility that people can come to collect these items?
Yes. So Monday through Friday, we are operating off of 141 South Potomac, which is the St. John's Episcopal Church. Okay. We operate out of their educational building. Mm-hmm. So we are open for the feeding program from 11 to 1 o'clock as a general kind of window, but 11:30 to 1, messing up my times here.
I get it.
11 to 1 for bagged lunch feedings, and our hot meal program is 11:30 to 12:30. But during those times, and we also offer by appointment.
And is this open to anybody, or do you have to show some kind of paperwork that states that you are, in need of these items, or how is it eligible for anybody?
It is open for anyone in need.
Wow.
It is low barrier. There's no documentation required. If you show up and you're hungry, we will give you food, no questions asked.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who cooks the food?
So it's a bit of a mix. So we do have donors who help us to prepare our bag lunches. Some of those are churches, community groups, employers, just regular people that say, hey, you know, I'd like to sponsor 25 lunches today, so they will prepare those and drop those off. But we also have volunteers and community partners who prepare meals. And as a general statement, it is very much community based.
So is this a 501c3 then?
It is a 501c3.
Okay.
Yes.
And so you have these operating hours for food, hot food and bagged, different bagged items. What about the other items that you mentioned? Are there certain times that people can swing by and grab toiletries and things like that?
So those items are by appointment, or we also have a blessing pantry, which we do have open on Thursday. So if we have enough volunteers, I'd say that on average, for an average Thursday, we see about 125 to 150 people. So that does require a certain number of volunteers just to kind of coordinate the flow of traffic. So if we have enough volunteers, we open up the blessing pantry and you can just walk in, get what you need, and go out. Outside of that, if it's a box food, that is by appointment. So you can just give us a call and we can set that up and get you in and get you out.
Okay. So food, toiletries, are there any other services that we haven't covered yet that It's a Blessing to Be a Blessing provides?
We also have clothing, clothing and home goods as well. So if you are kind of just starting out and moving into a place, we may be able to assist with some linen or like a small appliance, a coffee maker, things of that nature.
And you had said that you had services to help people maybe get started in a career or a job. Can you expand on that a little bit more?
Sure. So Mama D, or Deirdre Norris, is the founder. That's not me.
I was going to say, is this Mama D right in front of me?
So no, she's actually the one who started it. She started it out of her home, and then it's just kind of continued to grow from there. So it is more on just general prep of being prepared for the interview. She will, if you don't have transportation to get to that interview, she will, in her personal vehicle, drive you to that interview and sit in her car until you actually finished with that appointment. So it's more on kind of getting you there and getting you prepared to go.
I think a lot of times with job interviews, half the battle is the barrier of, am I prepared? Do I know how to answer these questions? And just being nervous about, you know, what kinds of things you are going to be asked, and just having a general idea as to how to respond and just carry a conversation, because it can be intimidating. And what is your position at It's a Blessing to Be a Blessing?
So I am, I'm the president of the board of directors. I started out as just a volunteer through my day job. And my employer said, well, hey, you know, there's this organization. We were looking to volunteer there. Go ahead and give Mama D a call and see if that's something that you'd be interested in helping. And from that one conversation, I was hooked. And a year later, I was president of the board. So,
I do love Mama D. I know it just like rolls off the tongue. I want to meet Mama D. Bring her in next time.
I will definitely do that.
She sounds awesome. Now, I'm assuming that being that you guys are primarily donation driven, you're probably seeing some items that you're really in need of at the moment. What would be some of those items that the community could assist in donating for you guys?
So I would say we are 100% grassroots. So in terms of large federal grants or state grants, that's kind of not how we operate. It is very the lady down the street or the small business on the corner that makes donations that kind of keep everything going. So I'd say that our largest expense is the daily food program. We do have an Amazon wish list as well, so that we have items that you can just automatically have shipped to us. The individual snack bags of chips, bread. Obviously, you can't really order bread online. That's a pickup item. But items for our lunches, so chips, desserts, staples, peanut butter and jelly, boxes of cereal, toilet tissue, feminine hygiene products. So a lot of things that everyone needs, but you just don't really think about those things. So body wash, bar soap, toothpaste, and ponchos, blankets, things of that nature. With the Today is actually quite a lovely day out, but it's been really cold. So those hot hands, hand warmers. In terms of our clients, it's not just the unhoused. That is a portion, but that's actually not even the largest portion of our clients. We have a great deal of elderly and also the working poor.
Wait, the Alice? Is that
Alice,
yes.
asset limited, income constrained and employed.
Yeah. And I know that there are probably some upcoming events that you guys have that the community can be involved in. Is there anything upcoming we could spend some time talking about?
Yes, so our next event is going to be on February 22nd. It is our Love Lunch. So we have this every year. It is a time for the community to come out, and we welcome volunteers. We're looking for bagged candies and things of that nature, but we're going to have another hot sit-down meal, and everyone who comes will receive a token of love. We have some items for the little ones that they can go in and pick a gift for themselves. We will also have, I don't want to spoil the menu as of yet in the event that it changes, but we'll have delicious
It's all going to be great.
Yeah, it will definitely be fantastic. But looking for volunteers for that, we do have a Sign Up Genius that is on our Facebook page, where you can sign up to either donate a bag lunch or sign up to be a volunteer, so that you can come out and see what it is that you're donating and who it's going to. I think that when you do have an opportunity just to kind of give, that certainly feels good. But when you see the appreciation from the people who are in receipt of it, that is, I'd say that's overwhelming. And we also we offer SSL hours for kids. So if there are any young people in high school and middle school, so the volunteer opportunity doesn't start at an adult. There's something that everyone can do to help support it, whether that is to aid a disabled person in carrying their food tray to the table. So there's something for everyone.
How many volunteers do you have?
Overall, there are hundreds of volunteers, but in terms of a steady volunteer base, we have about 5 volunteers that volunteer Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. Wow. And our Thursdays, we need a few more, because that is when we're having the sit-down meal. The bag lunches are takeaway. So when we have the community come in to sit down, to kind of get out of the elements, I'd say on average, we have about 15 volunteers who help us with that.
And do you bag the lunches every day?
Every day.
Wow.
Every day.
Wow, that's amazing. Do you have any quick success stories that you can share with us with It's a Blessing to Be a Blessing?
Sure. So this is another Mama D story.
Just love Mama D.
So I want to say, I think it was maybe about 2 weeks ago. She was working with a client who was looking for employment. They had been out of work for some time, and we're just kind of getting back on their feet. So she worked with them on preparing for the interview, drove them out to the interview, and she actually posted it on social. She didn't post their name or their picture or anything, but she did give an update that they received that job, and they actually received, I think they were called out for another job. They were looking for like 2 independent jobs, one for during the week and one on the weekend. Okay. And they got the job that she drove them to, and got a call back for another interview.
That's amazing. Yeah. That's amazing. That must make everybody just feel so good. All the good that's being done in the community.
It really does.
Now, are there any kind of monetary donations that are not donations? So it sounds like you distribute food and different toiletry items. Are there monetary distributions as well, or is it specifically just more items and food?
So it's more items and food based. We welcome physical cash donations.
Sure.
Because that allows us, when we don't have a volunteer who is sponsoring a bag lunch, that allows us to buy the items to prepare those bag lunches. So we don't offer any level of cash assistance. We are on occasion, depending on what type of donations we get in, for our love lunch, for instance, sometimes we're able to offer a gift card, right, things of that nature. But as a general statement, it is more items based.
And It's a Blessing to Be a Blessing. Did Mama D come up with that name?
She did.
Is there a story behind it?
So this isn't Mama D's job. It is her calling. That God called upon her to provide assistance in the community. So she saw that there was a need. And even before she became a 501c, all of this just came out of her pocket. That people, as a general statement, everyone in Hagerstown also knows where Mama D lives. So they will go to knock on her door and say, I'm hungry. And she would prepare food.
Wow.
And whether that was a sandwich, kids stopping by because they didn't get breakfast before they went off to school. So just kind of anybody who is in need. Now, I'm not advertising to knock on her door.
Yeah, right. We don't need an influx of people to be like, oh, hey.
But it does happen, and it was her calling, and she has involved a great many people in her calling. So her calling has spoken to the community and greater Washington County at large, and she's kept it going for a very long time.
That's amazing. I love Mama D. When we have you back, Alexandra, please bring her with you.
I will. I definitely will.
I just want to meet her. The picture I have in my head is this like super fun, really kind woman, and someone I would like to be around.
Well, I'll say that I was trying to think of the speak softly but carry a big stick. So Mama D is also a force. So she is not a soft-spoken woman.
Okay.
She gets things done. So
sounds like
yes.
it. Look at what she's accomplished already. It's amazing. Is there anything that we have not covered about It's a Blessing to be a Blessing that you want to share before we wrap up here in our final minute or two?
Okay. So I'll say that we are currently operating out of the 141 South Potomac location, but we are actually looking for an additional space.
Great.
Just so that we can serve the community for a larger period of time in terms of just our 11 to 1, so that we can kind of expand some of the services that we offer and just to provide some additional assistance to the community. So we are looking for a new home. So that is something... Ideally, we would stay in the downtown area. We want to stay where the people are who are in need of our services.
Sure, absolutely. And how can the community help you? If someone's listening and thinks, wow, I really want to be a part of their organization and help out, where would you encourage them to get started?
So I'd say that you can, we are on socials, so you can check us out on Facebook. It's a Blessing to be a Blessing. We are also on Instagram or our website. It's ablessingtobeablessing.org.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for sharing your mission and spending some time with us today on Let's Talk TriState.
Thanks so much.
Of course. We'll be right back, and it's all powered by WellSpan, winner of the American Hospital Association's Quest for Quality Award.
Let's talk TriState.
If you'd like to be featured on an upcoming episode of Let's Talk TriState, call 717-597-9200 or email letstalk@921thegoat.com.